think that was his wake-up call to know now don't take Usyk lightly. If he doesn't take Usyk lightly, yeah, I think it's going to be a hard fight for Usyk.
Boxing pros have warned Tyson Fury not to fight Oleksandr Usyk after he released his new training footage. Boxer Anthony Joshua believes Usyk will defeat Fury in their upcoming clash. He told TalkSport about Usyk, phenomenal fighter, does everything to a T. He's going to do a really good job. I've never fought Fury, so I can't speak on what it's like to face him. I'll have to say Oleksandr Usyk will be victorious. Joshua expressed that whether he desires to fight Tyson Fury or Usyk ultimately depends on the fans' preference. He mentioned that if the fans want to see it, they'll get it. He added, ultimately, it's what the fans want. If the fans want to see it, they'll get it. But for me personally, of course, I'd love to compete with Oleksandr Usyk. Let's go 100%. But I don't think that's the #1 pick on the fans' wish list. Joshua further commented that the fans are eager for the big fight with Tyson Fury, mentioning that boxing promoter Turki Alalshik is actively involved in making it happen. He added, they want that big fight with Tyson Fury. Turki Alalshik is working on it. Fury's got his obligations with Usyk, so I've got to make sure I stay focused and disciplined. I've got to keep steamrolling through opponents so I can get closer and closer to fight for the fans and for myself against Tyson Fury. On the other hand, Roy Jones Jr. has stated that Oleksandr Usyk will have to make Tyson Fury respect his power if he hopes to beat him. Being on the smaller end of the scale, the Ukrainian slickster is not recognized for being a powerful puncher, especially at heavyweight. He scored some notable stoppages while fighting at cruiserweight, most notably his brutal knockout of Tony Bellew in 2018. However, ever since stepping up in weight, most of his matches have stretched to the final bell, except for the instance when Chaz Witherspoon decided to hang up his gloves in his corner and when Daniel Dubois managed to survive a count while on his knees. Rather, Usyk has won the majority of his fights by completely outboxing his opponent thanks to his superior quickness and fighting skills. But Jones Jr. believes this won't be enough to overcome Fury. Jones said, Usyk is a great tactician, but he's not all that explosive. If he was explosive, it would be a problem. When you are smaller coming up to the big guys, you've got to bring explosives to the ring, or they won't respect you. Jones expressed skepticism about Usyk's chances against Tyson Fury if he fails to enhance his explosiveness before their bout. He referenced Fury's previous fight with Francis Ngannou, noting that while Fury didn't perform as expected, he is still a formidable opponent who would take Usyk seriously. Jones added, if Usyk can't find those explosives before that fight takes place, he will not beat Tyson Fury. I don't care what they say. Tyson Fury didn't take Ngannou seriously, and he didn't look the way he should have against Ngannou, but he's still Tyson Fury, and he's definitely going to take Usyk seriously. Moreover, boxing legend Prince Naseem has predicted that Fury will beat Usyk on points. Although Usyk is one of the world's best fighters when it comes to power ratios, the former cruiserweight is 6 inches shorter than his opponent and may even be 50 pounds lighter. Prince Naseem, the ex-lineal featherweight title holder, is confident that Fury will secure a win if the match stretches to its full duration. Prince Naseem said, I'm hoping Tyson Fury is going to win that fight on points. I believe that if he stands up in the 12th round, he will get his hand raised, regardless of what's going to happen. I think it's going to be a hard fight. All I want him to do is stand on his feet. Stand on his feet at the 12th round at the end of it, and God willing, it should be a points win to Fury. However, Alexander Krasyuk, Usyk's promoter, thinks the Ukrainian has unique qualities that will make him a nightmare for the British fighter. Krasyuk said, I can tell you about the secret weapon of Usyk's. The only problem is, it's not a secret. His weapon is his mind, his heart, his experience, and his boxing skills. And the main thing about him that is different from Tyson Fury is his discipline. That is what makes him great, and it is his toughest weapon. During an interview with IFL TV, Malik Scott, Deontay Wilder's trainer, suggested that Fury might aim to enter the match at a lighter weight, potentially altering the outcome. Scott mentioned that initially he favored Usyk, but upon observing Tyson Fury significantly lighter by 30 pounds, his opinion shifted. He noted that Fury appeared to move and resemble his previous self, the lighter version, which Scott considers the best iteration of Fury and less susceptible to vulnerabilities.
In my mind, if I was going with Usyk and then I seen Tyson Fury 30 pounds lighter, and it instinctively changed my mind. Oh yeah, I seen him very light, and he was moving and just looking like the old Fury, the lighter Fury that to me is the best Fury and not as vulnerable.
Scott further commented that when he looks at both Usyk and Tyson Fury on a poster, it presents a compelling matchup. He acknowledged Usyk's southpaw style and the strengths he brings to the ring, while also recognizing Fury's well-known abilities, particularly when he is in shape and mentally resilient, which Scott believes is the case most of the time.
And I said, I don't know now. It's a tough fight. I'm sitting here looking at both of them on the poster. It's a very good fight because it's almost like you got Usyk as a southpaw, and we all know what he brings, but then you got Tyson, and we all know what he brings when he's in shape and he's mentally tough, which is majority of the time and every time that he's fought. So we'll see.
In addition, Malik Scott maintains that Deontay Wilder would be open to competing against Tyson Fury 4 times in the future. Over the course of their careers, Fury and Wilder have squared off 3 times. Following a contentious tie in their opening match, the WBC heavyweight champion emerged victorious in all of their subsequent bouts, presumably bringing that chapter to a conclusion. But Scott told Casino Online that both Anthony Joshua and Fury are still on his radar. He said, "If Joshua's free, that's a bigger name than Jared Anderson. Deontay, for the right price and the right legacy, would fly to Wembley to fight AJ faster than Superman changes clothes. Deontay would fight AJ anywhere. He went to Russia to fight Alexander Povetkin, and he'll fight anyone anywhere in the world. He's a world fighter, not a fighter that just fights at home." Scott also expressed his belief that Deontay Wilder desires to have the Tyson Fury fight before retiring. He indicated that Fury is certainly a priority on Wilder's list of opponents, and Wilder is evidently very receptive to the idea. Scott added, "I also believe Deontay wants the Tyson Fury fight before he retires. Fury is definitely on his hit list, and he is very open to it." Frank Warren asserts that Tyson Fury will engage Oleksandr Usyk on his terms in their upcoming title bout, cautioning against overanalyzing Fury's previous match against Francis Ngannou from last year. Warren, Fury's co-promoter, exclusively told Sky Sports, "Tyson got clipped in the Ngannou fight, but he did what a champion does, and that is get back into the fight. He's got a good chin, recovered, and won the fight." Warren highlights Fury's past achievements, citing his masterful outboxing of Vladimir Klitschko in 2015 to seize the championship, followed by his dominant performance against the formidable Wilder to secure the WBC title 5 years later in their thrilling trilogy rematch. He added, "I wouldn't look too much into that Ngannou fight. With Tyson, that's probably his worst performance as a champion against Ngannou. You look at all his other performances and he's raised his game." Warren remarked that in the past, when Tyson Fury fought Klitschko, it was a display of pure boxing skill. Despite being in Klitschko's adopted home turf in Germany, Fury delivered a boxing lesson. However, Warren noted a change in Fury's style since his second fight with Wilder. Fury has become more aggressive, adopting a forward-moving approach and throwing punches. Although he has faced adversity, including being knocked down on a few occasions, Fury's altered style showcases his punching ability. Warren added, "You look since the second fight with Wilder, he's changed his style. He goes on the front foot and he's throwing shots. He's taking a few, by the way. He's had to get off the floor a few times, but he's changed his style quite a bit. He's shown what a puncher he is." Warren continued by addressing the misconception about Fury not being a significant puncher. He suggested looking at the number of stoppages on Fury's record, indicating that opponents typically stop only when they can't withstand any more punishment. He added, "This thing about Tyson is not a big puncher. Go and look how many stoppages there are on his record. You only get stopped if you can't take anymore. That's what he does. I think that's what's going to happen to Usyk. He'll do him at his own game because he's very, very smart." Fury and Usyk were slated to face off in February, but a cut above Fury's right eye during sparring forced a postponement of the bout to May. The victor will be crowned the inaugural undisputed heavyweight champion since Lennox Lewis in 1999, marking a historic moment in the 4-belt era. Warren believes his fighter will step into the ring in the peak physical shape of his career. He added, "It was unfortunate he got the cut eye because you only had to look at him. He was ripped. He said himself it was the hardest he'd ever worked, but he works hard all the time. And he doesn't just train for fights. He's training every day. He's doing what he didn't do in the past, when he was walking around probably 11% more than he is now." Warren further commented on Fury's preparation for the upcoming fight, emphasizing his exceptional fitness level. He explained that Fury's dedication to training has ensured he remains in superb physical condition, even without needing to shed excess weight. He said, "Tyson keeps working hard, but he's going to be super fit for this fight, and I'll tell you why. Because even if he was carrying excess weight, he hasn't got to lose it because he was so fit from the training before he got cut. He looks in marvelous condition. As far as physical condition is concerned, he'll be in the best shape I believe he's ever been in." Boxing expert Paulie Malignaggi has analyzed this monumental match and confidently asserts that Fury holds a distinct edge over his Ukrainian opponent. Malignaggi expressed his continued preference for Tyson Fury due to his size advantage. While acknowledging Usyk's ability to find solutions and win matches through his intelligence, Malignaggi pointed out the challenge for Usyk against Fury. He said, "I still favor Fury because of the size. Usyk is not going to hand it over to you. He's always found a way to win and solve the puzzle because he's a very intelligent boxer. But Fury is a natural heavyweight, the biggest heavyweight of the era, so it makes it so difficult for Usyk, who is not a natural heavyweight." Malignaggi highlighted the difficulty for Usyk, who isn't a natural heavyweight, to overcome Fury's size advantage. He cautioned against underestimating Usyk, but admitted it's challenging to envision Fury losing the fight, expecting expecting to see a highly motivated Fury in the ring. He expressed, "You can't write him off, but it's hard to see Fury lose the fight. I expect to see a motivated Fury." Fabio Wardley, who holds the titles of British and Commonwealth heavyweight champion, has sparred with Usyk ahead of his undisputed world title showdown with Tony Bellew in November 2018. Talking about it, he said, "Sparring him was just like a mental battle, even probably more than a physical battle, because he does so many small little things to keep you agitated, keep you on the edge, and keep you wondering about what his next move is, what his next plan is, and how he's going to look to approach you." Wardley sees Usyk's minimalist training camp as a reflection of his broader life philosophy, where he values simplicity over extravagance, unaffected by the allure of fame or material wealth, despite the substantial earnings from his notable championship fights. According to Wardley, Usyk's unwavering focus is a significant factor in his remarkable success. He said, "I think you can see with him that he's not interested in this stuff. There's no part of him where you see him roll up in a Rolls Royce or he's got a big old gold chain on or anything like that. So he's not fussed about those kinds of aspects of things, and then I think that transfers over into his training as well." Moreover, Wardley anticipates Usyk's foremost hurdle against Fury will stem from the significant height and reach disparity his 6 feet 9 inches tall adversary brings to the ring. Nevertheless, he identifies potential vulnerabilities to capitalize on, notwithstanding his reservations stemming from Usyk's victory over Dubois, which left lingering uncertainties. Wardley added, "Fury can have a tendency to become relaxed and comfortable with how the flow of the fight is. If it's moving at a comfortable pace, and he feels like he's getting his jab off and he's boxing relatively well, he can quite happily just settle into a very repetitive rhythm." Wardley continued by highlighting Usyk's ability to identify flaws in Fury's style and adapt swiftly during the fight. He suggested that Usyk possesses the capability to alter the pace and dynamics of the match rapidly, potentially transforming the fight's appearance entirely. Wardley emphasized the importance of Usyk's sharpness, alertness, and ability to adapt, suggesting that these factors could lead to significant shifts in the fight's outcome. He added, "I think both of them are coming off questionable performances previously, which have raised a lot of doubts on either side, so who's the favorite? Really, I don't know. But I think in terms of favorite, I think in terms of people that I've spoken to within the industry, I think a lot of people are edging towards Usyk. More so mentality-based, I think he's more focused on the task at hand." According to Johnny Nelson of Sky Sports Boxing, Tyson Fury appears to be grappling with the challenge of establishing a psychological advantage over Usyk. Nelson foresees a contentious conclusion to their upcoming undisputed heavyweight title clash. However, he added that Tyson Fury has a crafty way of turning the tables. He masquerades as a fool to outsmart the wise, just as he demonstrated against Vladimir Klitschko. Klitschko's dismissal and mockery only fueled Fury's cunning strategy, catching the former champion off guard. Nevertheless, he added, "With Usyk, the problem is it's being lost in translation, so Tyson is finding it very hard to intimidate Oleksandr Usyk. When they met face-to-face, he tried to use physicality, and Usyk, good on him, was cool and didn't give it back." Nelson further added that while many fighters adhere strictly to the rules, the moment they feel a low blow or an elbow, they're quick to protest to the referee, only to find themselves on the receiving end of a beating amidst their complaints. He added, "Tyson has got to rough him up. He's got to lean on him, hit him low, push him to the floor, get in his face, rub his glove in his face, do all the unorthodox things. He's got to get the man rattled in order to feel comfortable." We anticipate that Fury's formidable physical attributes could pose a significant challenge for Usyk. However, it's crucial to note that Fury's strength lies not only in his sheer size, but also in his agility, reach, and speed rather than brute force. The fusion of speed and technique can generate tremendous power, and in the ring, both contenders are susceptible to knockout blows regardless of their physical stature. Nelson added, "If Fury gets knocked out like Francis Ngannou did, he'll chuck it in. His pride as a fighting man will make him internally combust. Doesn't matter what his PR people say. If that happens to him, he'll struggle to accept it." Meanwhile, a week before the historic unification fight, Fury was shown a pre-recorded statement from Usyk. Usyk told Tyson that he should not be afraid, and he won't leave him alone. When DAZN showed Fury the message, he was unsure of how to interpret it. He said, "What does that even mean?"
Asked him to send a little message to you. Polite, as you know Oleksandr Usyk is.
Hey, my friend, don't be afraid. I will not leave you alone.
What does that even mean? Don't be afraid, I won't leave you alone.
In the days leading up to their super fight, Fury and his Ukrainian opponent have corresponded back and forth. The eccentric Gypsy King has blasted Usyk with multiple insults. Fury, however, made a polite about face over his impending interview in an open conversation with Queensberry Promotions. Fury emphasized his respect for Oleksandr Usyk, acknowledging him as a formidable opponent. He warned against underestimating him, recognizing his accomplishments as an Olympic champion, undisputed cruiserweight champion, and unified heavyweight champion. Fury contrasted Usyk's credentials with those of lesser experienced opponents, emphasizing that he's facing a fighter comparable to the caliber of Holyfield.
Usyk's a bad man. You know, he's a real bad man. And any underestimation of Oleksandr Usyk, you'd be a mug. So I'm training hard for him, I'm doing everything I can. I respect Usyk as a man, because he's a God-fearing family man, which I am myself. So I respect that more than any boxing achievement. And I respect his career as well. He's been Olympic champion. He's had 350 amateur fights or something. And he's been an undisputed cruiserweight champion. And he's been a unified heavyweight. Well, he is a unified heavyweight champion. So you have to respect that. I'm not fighting some guy who's had 14 and won 11. You know, I'm fighting the real deal. As real deal as Holyfield.
Moreover, Fury expressed anticipation for the challenge, noting Usyk's southpaw stance, reputed footwork, boxing ability, and technical prowess. Fury highlighted Usyk's victories over Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois as evidence of his capability to compete at the highest level, acknowledging him as an elite fighter.
So I'm looking forward to the challenge. You know, he's a southpaw. He's got good footwork, so they say, and he's got good boxing ability, and technically he's sound. He's proved he can mix it with the big heavyweights, because he's beat Joshua and Dubois. They're pretty big heavyweights. So yeah, it's I'm messing with an elite fighter who's got more than boxing ability, and more than that, he's stubborn and he wants to win like I do.
Carl Froch, the former super middleweight champion, thinks Tyson Fury's small size may work against him when he faces Usyk. He said, "Fury's upped the training, he's upped the diet a bit more. He's eating more healthily and the weight's just falling off. His body and the way it looks is a product of his training camp. So maybe the nutritionist needs to step in and say, right, get some more red meat down here." Froch noted one of Fury's primary advantages over Usyk as his size. However, if Fury reduces his size, he must depend more on his speed, movement, and boxing skills. Froch observed a decrease in Fury's punch output compared to before, along with a reduction in feints and agility. Additionally, he remarked that Fury is more susceptible to getting hit on the chin, noting an increase in punches landed on him in recent years. Froch added, "I'm not sure if Fury coming in light is a good thing, to be honest. That weight allowed him to beat Deontay Wilder, lean on him, tie him up, and just have his own way. When it gets on top for Fury, when he's under pressure, he's able to sit back, get hold of the back of his opponent's neck, lean on him, and use his body weight to get himself out of trouble." Britisher Denzel Bentley recently emphasized that Fury might risk point deductions if he chooses to exploit his strengths. He told Talksport.com, "Fury cuts quite easily, so I don't think anything will happen because of the cut in sparring. If he is going to get cut, he will get cut anyway." Moreover, Bentley commented that the matchup between Fury and Usyk presents an intriguing fight, acknowledging Fury's overall advantage but recognizing Usyk as an exceptional boxer. He praised Usyk's impressive movement and noted his ability to outbox heavier opponents in previous matches. Bentley further highlighted Usyk's strength in being a heavyweight who is comfortable with boxing and utilizing movement in the ring, suggesting that these qualities could play to his advantage in the upcoming fight. According to Bentley, Fury is going to find trouble getting in, but when he does, he is going to lean, hold, and make it messy. And if he can do that, I'm going to go with Fury if he can make it messy if the referee allows him to and doesn't punish him. I'm going Fury on points, but loosely. It is going to be a close fight. Moreover, George Groves discussed the fight on Talksport Boxing and reiterated his earlier assessment that Usyk would prevail. He said, "Yeah, I picked Usyk to beat Fury. I remember when Usyk first moved up to heavyweight, I said he's a dark horse. Don't write him off." He further added, "It did seem a bit unfathomable at the time that he's not going to compete with the Anthony Joshuas or the Tyson Furies at the time, who had maybe just burst back onto the scene and beat Wilder." Groves then compared both fighters' styles. He said, "In terms of their boxing ability, Usyk is a lot better. His feet are a lot sharper. Fury has a lot of boxing know-how, a great boxing IQ, and he's got that size he is always used to his advantage, but maybe time has caught up with them a bit. As the date of the bout approaches, tensions are rising and predictions are flying. While some believe Fury's size and experience will ultimately prevail, others see Usyk as a formidable challenger with the skills and determination to pull off an upset." Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.